Hello everybody and welcome back to PlayStation Source. My name's Christian and today I'm talking to you about some Death Stranding news, more specifically Death Stranding rumors, info, little tidbits that you may not have seen. If you skimmed through that very beefy long trailer the other day, maybe you didn't see it all, but there's a lot to talk about from Death Stranding, the second big PlayStation exclusive of 2019. And presumably the last, because The Last of Us seems like it is now coming out early 2020, according to people like Jason Schreier. So November is the next thing you can look forward to as a PlayStation fan for that AAA experience. So like I said, Death Stranding is coming out November 8th, 2019 for the PlayStation 4. There's a lot of really crazy rumors right now that Death Stranding is actually a timed exclusive and will come to PC at a later date. So the whole technical aspect behind that is interesting because Kojima is using the Decima engine, which is a proprietary engine made by Guerrilla Games, so they have ownership over it. PlayStation has some ownership over it. So interesting to see if a game like that can release on PC. I don't know the logistics behind that. But if you want to know more about that rumor, check out Save Slot from last Friday. Kevin covered that a bit more in depth and with a bit more knowledge than I can give you at this moment. What I can tell you though is that the cast for Death Stranding is pretty fantastic now. Lots of really interesting polls. Nicholas Winding Refn and Guillermo del Toro, who we previously knew was cast in Death Stranding, but now we know he's playing Deadman, to Nicholas Winding Refn's Heartman. Both of these individuals are buddies with Kojima. They're directors from Hollywood. Del Toro recently won Best Picture, I think last Oscar season, for The Shape of Water. Nicholas Winding Refn, if you're not familiar, he did Drive. And Kojima is actually guesting in his Amazon Prime series that's coming up, or may already be out right now. But yeah, so they're joining the cast along with our first looks at a few other people. The actress playing Mama, I believe her name is Maggie, I'm blanking on the last name, but she was in The Leftovers and she's really good. So they're joining Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen and Troy Baker to make this cast one of the best in any game I've ever seen. So after the release of the trailer, Kojima gave us a few inside looks at the development process of Death Stranding so far. He tweeted out that in 2016, Death Stranding only existed in my brain. Now it became real, and I was able to announce the release day. Thanks to everyone at Guerrilla Games. They kindly offered their engine that worth as their life. I never forget that strand. Kojima is obviously trying to push the idea of strands being a new form of connections, and that's so much of what Death Stranding is about its multiplayer world, the crazy sort of aspects that they're trying to promote, about seeing the footsteps of other players, similar to something like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, where you can see notes and shadows of other players if you're playing online. So you won't actually see or interact with players from other worlds, but you will see their footsteps and you will feel their presence. Kojima also later tweeted out a timeline about the whole process of beginning to end for Kojima Productions and Death Stranding. I'll breeze over a couple of them. In December of 2015, Kojima Productions was formed and started recruiting. The first month of 2016, in January, they started searching for an engine. Then they made the Ludens character, who we saw. As time went on, we have meetings with Norman Reedus, meetings with Guillermo del Toro, meetings with Mads Mikkelsen. And you can clearly see the formation of the crew starting to happen for Death Stranding. Kojima also tweeted out a bunch of concept behind-the-scenes footage of Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro in their studio for reference pictures and stuff like that to create their in-game models. So at the very least, it's interesting. He gave a very detailed timeline specifically about 2016 leading up to the E3 reveal of Death Stranding. So we get a nice look at that. It's cool to see where he started and how fast they've gone along for this project, considering how great it looks and the fact that he bounced back so quickly, because the last Kojima game did come out in 2015. I don't think this is going to have the same scope. I've reiterated that a ton over the past few months on Cross Circle, but I really don't think Death Stranding is this expansive, wide open world. It looks like there's an open world to explore, but I think it's going to be more on the scale, like I said earlier, of something like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, where you have a world that you can chip away at, but the focus is the story and the narrative. But all that aside, we do have a look at some of the bonuses you'll get for pre-ordering the game, as well as different versions of the game you can get. So regardless, if you order Death Stranding, the standard or the digital deluxe version, you will be getting the Chibi Luden's avatar, so little spaceman dude, for your PSN account. You're also going to be getting a Death Stranding PS4 dynamic theme at launch, as well as some in-game gear. You're going to get gold sunglasses for Sam, or Norman Reedus if you're not familiar with his name. A gold hat, a gold speed skeleton, which is interesting. Looks like we're going to get armor upgrades, traversal upgrades, and gold armor plating. On the PSN store page, it does have the qualifier of this stuff being introduced to you at a natural pace in the game, so you're not going to have to worry about being OP when you first boot up the game. As far as the digital deluxe version goes, if you pre-order that, or just get it in general, you're going to be getting a gold Luden's mask sunglass mold thing, a gold power skeleton. Again, interesting thinking about your survival aspects, your stealth aspects, and what that could do for you. You're getting a gold all-terrain skeleton and a gold armor plate level 2. Similar to just pre-ordering the game, you're going to be getting the complete avatar set, which features 10 avatars of various different characters throughout Death Stranding, from Sam to Troy Baker's character, who I'm blanking on right now. And you're also getting the Death Stranding: Timefall, which is the original music behind Death Stranding. It's a digital album download that's going to have behind-the-scenes digital video as well. So if you're really interested in Death Stranding or Kojima like myself, this might be the one to pick up. I think I'm getting this one because I did miss out on the Amazon pre-order that my friend actually got, the $200 collector's edition. So this version of Death Stranding comes with a lava lamp looking light up bridge baby, which we've seen since the reveal of Death Stranding. The baby that's held inside the lava lamp looking cradle, that's gonna be there. It's life size. You can see in this picture of Kojima right here. It's a big boy. It also comes with a Bridges cargo case for you to store the lantern in if you don't want to display it in your room. And what I think is the sweetest deal out of all of this is the Luden's keychain, which you can see in the trailer Norman Reedus' character actually has on his gear. I'm a big fan of that one. But yeah, that is a quick recap of some of the stuff that you probably didn't know about Death Stranding that was released through Kojima since the trailer released, but I want to hear from you guys. I know a handful of community members and Kevin are not super hyped for Death Stranding, so if you're not super hyped, if you're not looking forward to it, let me know why, because this is immediately my most anticipated game of the year now that I know for sure it's coming out this year, because Kojima's a mastermind. I think he is unlike any other person in the games industry right now, and his games are an event. So let me know what you think about Death Stranding. Are you excited? Which version of the game are you getting, if you're getting it at all? And if you're not excited, again, let me know why. But make sure to keep it locked on PlayStation Source the rest of the week. We got pre-E3 coverage coming up. We got a Cross Circle episode tomorrow, going over a fun little game for E3 predictions from myself and Kevin. And E3 week, Kevin's going to be streaming most of the major press conferences with a few special guests. I will sadly not be able to make those. I have prior engagements. But until next time and until tomorrow, greatness awaits.